in a tomato. You have it inside, or the Templar cross.
It's everywhere. Do you ever see the Superman logo? And then
Yes, the serpent.
yeah, inside of a diamond.
Oh yeah, yes. There were also Taos. No? This is the Tau cross in the Tory Island,
Yeah.
in the northwest of Ireland.
Well, that's why they say when you point a finger, three are pointing back at you, you know? So
Yes.
so you
So we see ourselves mirrored, even in nature.
right.
Every tree, every insect, every
Absolutely.
animal is inside ourselves, in a sense.
Right. Yes.
Humanity cannot escape that contradictory destiny. So we have the most divine and the most evil tendencies
Yeah.
within. We have to deny our old nature.
Yeah. How they said, let the dead bury their own dead.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know?
Once you bite the I saying I am this, I am that, is very problematic. It sinks you down into matter
Yeah.
more and more. Yeah, the eclipse represents the light of consciousness being totally darkened by the senses and the psyche, but they were not an appropriate helpmate. So those did not perform the work because the passions, both angelic and animals, were very strong. Adam
Yeah.
falls into tardema, into deep slumber.
Yeah.
So it's less clever. That's part of the work the fallen angels did not do, but within Adam, because as I was recently realizing, right in Genesis 2, we are told that a vapor came from Eretz, the physical earth, but it covered the Adama, which is the astral land. So this vapor went into Adama, where Adam was formed, because Adam was not formed from Eretz in that passage. It's formed from Adama, the astral plane. So it's an astral nature what is forming. Is being formed within different creatures, anthropoids, different animals that can already develop that astral soul. So the project was really to form a humanoid or a species that could later on receive those mental bodies or angels. And actually, you see that. I didn't realize until very recently that right when it says that Yud Elohim presented Adam the Ophim, it's translated as birds, but it's not birds. It says Ophim from the Shemaim. The Shemaim are the heavens. So from the heavens, you are getting birds. No, you are getting angels or messengers
Right.
and other species. All those were somehow coming into those Adamic species in order to be integrated, just as we
Wow.
have received a divine spirit
Yeah.
connected to the master. Those Adamic species were receiving already messengers, the Anunnaki, for instance, no,
Yeah.
from the Sumerian mythology, or the Gestu, the intellect of the rebel gods in the Sumerian stories, but they were not an appropriate helpmate. So those did not perform the work because the passions, both angelic and animals, were very strong. Another prototype had to be generated. That's when they get one side and they get the woman. So that's another species.
Wow.
It's already asleep because Adam
Yeah.
falls into tardema, into deep slumber.
Yeah.
So it's less clever. They are more
Right.
drowsy or
Yeah. Well,
sleepy.
that's what reminded me when you said the fumes were coming up. What were the fumes doing? Putting them to sleep, making them drowsy. You know? Go ahead, please.
The astral nature starts to clash against the, the vessel where it's from. I don't think Eretz was fully physical in those days. It wasn't as physical as today, but Eretz was more subtle. Maybe the beings did not have bones, but cartilages,
Right.
something more cartilaginous or
Like
energetic.
like the shark.
Yes. Mhm. That might be the reason why almost no remains have been found of different
Yeah.
species.
Yeah, I had that thought before too. Because if you're
Mhm.
in your light body or a lighter body, as you was just suggesting, yeah, you wouldn't find, like the bones with the dinosaurs. You don't find no bones
Mhm.
from man, maybe because, like you said, it didn't carry bones at that time in that version you know of the world. It seemed like kind of like how they represent them as birds too, coming in, and how you said like there's angels and
Mhm.
other sources and whatnot coming in. It's kind of like a migration. They kind of made an opportunity for, or a mishap, or an opportunity for all these beings to go, and they kind of like migrated to this new, like what's new and what's happening, like a new restaurant opens up and everybody wants to go, and then once you're there you're like, oh, it ain't that great, but you
Mhm.
can't leave. But it reminds me like a migration of all these energies coming in, and that's the mixture. That's the mixture, that Sophia wisdom, that
Mhm.
serpent wisdom coming in.
The project Adam was bringing absolutely everything into one creature
Woo.
to reconcile the whole fallen universe.
Right.
That was the idea.
Wow. Like, wow.
Mm. And I think some of the architects that allow that to happen realized that they had made a mistake or that there was
Absolutely.
something wrong.
Right.
That's what made some currents believe that there is an evil demiurge trying to make an slave, but more than an slave, I think it was a project of restoration so that they can also be reintegrated. They say, well, we made a shit, we made a mistake. Let's see if we can reshape the whole thing and reconnect this to the divine absolute, which
Wow.
obviously they respect. They don't go against the absolute because they know they can't.
Right.
Satan is another species, I think. Is more the fallen outcome of the experiment, so to say. In the Apocalypse, chapter 12, it says that the tail of the dragon drag a third part of the angels. So those angels who had maybe reptilian nature fell. But it doesn't mean they cannot be reconciled
Right on.
or forgiven, which is maybe the paradigm that became popular in religion. The Grail, I think, is a possibility of redemption for the fallen nature. Even in the story of Arthur, well, he is the son of Usher Pendragon. I once interpreted it as being the son of the reptilian nature in part,
Oh,
like
wow.
Nahash
Yeah.
implanting the seed of the serpent into humanity. So King Arthur was conceived illegitimately by Usher Pendragon, having relations with a princess that did not belong to the crown. Someone recently said that Pendragon might refer to the penis of Osiris, the phallus of Osiris, which is a symbol in ancient Egypt, is a representation of how he gets resurrected by Isis, because he is broken into pieces by Set, by the powers of darkness, and then Isis restores Osiris with the phallus, which was the only remaining part that she found. And then the resurrection of Osiris is Horus. So I think there is also an Egyptian component in
Yeah.
that story of redemption.
Right.
The only way fallen angels can be redeemed is living through human beings and maybe becoming part of Arthur or a knight that defends the masculinity, femininity, respects the human race, is not trying to control the human race like the pharaohs that place themselves on top of the pyramid of government, like today, and they rule the world.
Yeah.
We live in a very pharaonic culture. Many cemeteries in Switzerland have obelisks. The Vatican has an obelisk.
Yeah.
In Washington,
What,
D.C.,
DC?
I think
Yeah.
that there is an obelisk.
There's an obelisk.
More
Yeah.
clear?
And know what's wild about that one? You know, if you go there and you look at it, you can see it's made of two different types of stone. It's the same stone, but two different carvings or two different supplies of stone because it was a new country, so they ran out of money to build it. And ain't that a parable of Yeshua? If Yeshua says, make sure you make sure you got enough money before you start building your house, because you know your whatever they're building, or if you run out of money, you're it's gonna be like a you know an embarrassment, kind of, you know what I mean? And here they are building their obelisk up, and they run out of funds or money or stone, and if you go there, you could clearly see that one sets of stone are different from the other ones, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
that could be another analogy, I guess, for the two sides coming together, though. You know, that could be saying, hey, you want to do this, but you can't do without me, you know, without the
There can be an analogy between the Tower of Babel, for instance, when they try to build up something to reach the heavens,
right,
but from the material world. But the means were not appropriate because it was by developing economy, controlling the world with economy,
right,
with distorting ideas, hijacking knowledge only for the benefit of a few.
yeah, doing it the wrong way,
Mhm. And now, well, everything is collapsing precisely because there was not a shared richness. And this is why they have to print money. The ones that are in control of money can print, obviously, at the expense of losing value, increasing the inflation, making the economy more unstable. I watched an interview recently of a man that belonged to the famous Illuminati societies. And he's telling how in those societies, every time a human being is born, he's regarded as an asset. Once you are registered in society, you have a price because obviously you will be feeding back with taxes, most of which are unfair. Taxes for this, for that. And they don't use the taxes for what they say they use it. Governments use the taxes for all sorts of aberrations, no? And pleasure. So they try to sustain their empire by making slaves, taxpayers, basically,
hmm
and ignorant people. And I also notice how little by little they are making education only accessible to those who have money. Because if you check in the universities,
yeah,
if you want to study a career or a master degree, you have to pay twice as much as 20 years ago.
right,
It's amazing. Even in public universities, the prices are skyrocketing. So how do you expect young people to pay them if they don't belong to certain families, or if they
Right.
are not powerful enough to keep up with that trend of expenses? You cannot access that education.
Right.
So everything is going back to the feudal system, to the medieval ages. We're in the medieval ages
Yeah.
without realizing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that makes the story of the Grail even that more suitable for this time,
Exactly.
you
We
know.
need knights back to the swords,
Hey,
not physically, but
right, exactly.
mentally
But
and with the heart.
yes, because because the word becomes our sword. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
we don't have to fight anything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's already won, so to say. You know why do we fight battles that are already won? You know.
Mhm.
So, but yeah,
Maybe you
they
were a Templar. You look like a Templar.
yeah. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I'm always trying to
Except for the tattoos.
yeah, yeah, they might have had a couple. They might have had some hidden marks that they carried
Yes.
just to show, you know. And weren't they the ones that they're the ones that started the whole banking system
Yeah,
also,
they
you know, because they
did.
didn't want to carry that amount of money, so they got that little debit card that they had and wrote it
Mhm.
down, and when they got to their next point of when they got to their next destination, they could cash in their little slip and get their cash.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I
Yeah,
mean, I
but
guess they said who controls the who controls the wealth writes the history and everything else too. So and I
mm,
and and what is it worth? Like truly, what is it worth? Like to come here and chase wealth,
mhm,
and some people think that's what it's all about. To live the good life,
mm,
you have to have all this and all that and all this name brand stuff and it's the stuff that your stuff owns you. You don't own your stuff. At that point, the stuff owns them. They're so
mhm,
far into it, they can't get out of the stuff. They got so much stuff with them, you don't even want to start talking about it because it's
mm,
nonsensical. It makes no sense. It's the
yes.
opposite, you know.
Mhm,
So even though we're in a physical material world, we're way more than that. You know what I mean? So why why ever put your yeah you want to create a comfortable place for yourself and your family, but that ain't what the whole idea is to come here and consume and to get more stuff, you know, even though, you know, I guess because some people relate more to the material side of being that they feel like more material stuff completes them. Where really
mm.
it's that's not the case, you know.
The key has always been to reconcile matter and spirit,
Mm,
the feminine and the masculine side of the divinity, so to say. So in the quantum world, everything is fragmented. So matter and spirit dissociate and generate these shadows, these contrasts between light, darkness, good and evil, pleasure and pain. This is represented by the fine constant in quantum Kabbalistic teachings, which are in quantum mechanics, because Kabbalah in gematria it has a value of 137, and the fine constant says that you cannot have a manifestation of light without the occultation of a certain aspect of light. There is always dark matter and dark energy, and just 1% of manifestation of light that we can see.
wow.
So, but once we break the distance between spirit and matter, then our eyes become really open. Not open like in the Garden of Eden, that we were more able to see this worldly wisdom,
Yeah.
but like in the single eye of Master Yeshua. If your eye be single and whole, your body will be filled with light.
Yes.
The teachings of the Templars are connected to a cross, the Templar cross,
Mm-hmm.
which is very ancient. It also appeared in the Anunnaki, the representations of ancient Sumeria.
Wow.
And some time ago, I found out that this cross is also in nature. Actually, I have here some pictures so you can see. Look, this is the picture of a photon.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has seen a photon directly, but this is the somehow
Wow.
the shadow of it in terms of
Yes.
light. You have it in a tomato, you have it
Yeah.
inside of the Templar
Yeah.
cross.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
And there is, you see here?
Yeah. It's under the Maltese cross too, saying "Rescue me." Did you see that one up there? That one there
Where?
says "Rescue me." That's the Maltese cross of the fire department.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I think this is connected to an ancient way of understanding the way the spirit meets matter. The Taf, here there is an article about it. The Hebrew Taf, I am the Aleph and the Taf, the Alpha and the Omega. The Taf, the Tau cross,
Yep.
which is also embedded into the Egyptian Ankh,
Right.
must have some symbolism connected to matter, to how these interactions take place in this world, and there must be a transformation. It's very interesting, all this coming nowadays, where
Yeah.
we have to understand really. Look, the Star of David with the cross within. There were also Taus. This is the Tau cross in the Tory Island,
Yeah.
in the northwest of Ireland. Very
Okay.
interesting.
They got them same ones in the what is that? Go back to Tempe or whatever. They just the same ones. It's a really ancient site. Go back to Tempe. If you look at up, the same crosses are
Göbekli
there.
Tepe, yes. Göbekli
Yeah.
Tepe, yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
I know. Yeah, that's full of Taus as well.
Right.
Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah. Go back to Tempe. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. There it is. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, something was going on, huh? All these same symbols around all these different places everywhere. I gotta plug in the computer real quick.
Definitely they knew about something.
That's beautiful there.
It makes me think of the hammer of the ages, Every now and then there is a hammer that hits the earth with catastrophes.
Right.
And, well, that's a manifestation of matter in disharmonia.
Yes.
So every time there is not an inner work done, destruction follows outside. Actually, in this region, the Middle East, now you have the most cruent wars. Always they're having wars in this area.
That's crazy.
Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Palestine.
Yeah.
In Turkey, they have recently an earthquake in this area, 50,000 deaths.
Oh man.
So something is going on.
Absolutely.
Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli. I always pronounce it
Me too.
Göbekli. It means the belly button of the world.
Ah.
Just like in the Greek part, you have the omphalos, the betilos, which are stones that mark the center of the world. Actually, in Delphi, omphalos, you can see that stone again, the symbol of the stone.
Wow.
There must be something
Absolutely.
connected to that work. This is the marker, omphalos.
That looks like like an acorn, like the pineal gland a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that
Because we
marks
have
they're saying that's the center of the world, the earth.
yes, exactly, because symbolically speaking, we have a stone, not only the pineal gland, but also the stone of the glands.
Right.
Some glands get calcified. And I don't know if you remember the story of um, Jacob falling asleep on a stone, and he sees a ladder, a sulam, where angels go up and go
Ascending
down.
and descending, yes.
Because that stone is the human stone with obviously angels coming into the human nature.
Wow.
To be integrated or released, being liberated.
Right.
And he calls that place Bethel. That's the origin of the word Betilo. Betilo is the sacred stone that marks the center.
Oh, wow.
And later on, there is a story. Jacob fights the angel of Esau, which is Anish. Anish is a lord or someone that becomes a ruler over you. So he's fighting this Ish, which in Kabbalistic teachings is regarded as the angel of Esau.
Right. Pops
And he
hip
defeats. He defeats the angel, and then he is called Israel by the angel.
Yeah, because he
Just
overcome.
Like exactly.
Because he come Isis, Ra, and El, so he overcome them all.
He overcomes the energy of the sun, the moon, and the planets.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
But the interesting thing is that Jacob gets wounded in his groin, just like the Fisher King with his spear.
Oh, so, wow.
There must be a connection.
Yeah, see? There's something definitely. 100%. Yeah. That's the so-called Kundalini energy gets
exactly giving problems. Yes.
Too bound up, or however they call it. I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, in the Torah, there are many allusions to this, the stones. When Moses hits the stone and the
water
Yud
comes out.
He says, "Yeah."
No, I didn't tell you to hit it. I told you to,
Exactly. Don't hit the stone.
Don't hit it, yeah.
Because there were some alchemists in ancient times that tried to bring spiritual energy by means of physical techniques, like in Kundalini stories. Kundalini yoga, they make postures, and they try to refine that nature by making Kundalini go up the nadis, the two channels and the middle channel.
Right.
But I think that's a fallen art, because he says, "Speak to the rock. You don't have to hit the rock.
Right.
You have to speak with the word of the voice of conscience."
Ah, yes. Oh, wow. Yeah.
And even Apostle Paul says that the rock that followed the Israelites in the desert was Christos, the anointed one.
Right.
Because that anointment was in the Israelites, in their nature, but they fell on the rock, and the rock fell on them when they worshipped the golden calf.
Yeah.
The clash between the Christic nature and the fallen angelic nature. Both are fighting within human beings, and that's the reason why there are wars
Yeah.
racism.
Yes.
Mhm.
All the isms.
Mhm. Yes, all the pathologies,
Yep.
diseases of the soul come from
Yes.
this lack of inner work.
Wow.
The stone must become a diamond. We have a
Yes.
brute diamond inside.
Yeah. Do you ever see the Superman logo? If you want
This,
to pull it up for a
yeah,
second. If you pull it up for a second, I was looking at it, and then
yes, the serpent.
yeah, inside of a diamond,
Oh yeah, yes,
isn't it?
uh-huh.
Yeah, and
Yes.
if well, yeah, don't it look like the serpent energy inside of the diamond,
Hmm.
like trying to
It
refine
seems.
this? Yeah,
It seems. Yeah.
yeah, and then because that's really that in the story of Superman, that's his family crest, and
Uh-huh.
it's a symbol for hope. So
Hmm.
there's hope to refine the serpent energy into the diamond body.
Hmm. Yes, that's the teaching from many Eastern places, no?
Right.
Taoism and certain Buddhist
Oh, okay.
teachings. He was
I
also,
thought that was interesting.
it wasn't the kryptonite, the element, because
Uh,
there was an
Another
element coming
rock.
from,
Yeah,
yes,
kryptonite.
from the
Yeah.
planet Krypton. No?
Yep.
Kryptos is hidden in Greek, something that
It's
remains
hidden.
occult.
Uh,
That's Luciferian
yeah. Hidden night.
wisdom.
Look, hidden night.
Hmm.
Crypto night. Hidden night.
Yes,
That's spooky.
kryptonite.
Yeah. That's
And
double dark.
do you remember the story of Ezekiel? Ezekiel chapter 28, when he says that uh, the Adam that was in the Garden of Eden was the seal of perfection. And in the translation of the Septuagint, the Greek version, it says, "You were with the cherub." It doesn't say you were the cherub,
Right.
the
You were
cherub,
with.
as many Christians. You were with the cherub, and you corrupted yourself
Uh,
because of the multitude of your merchandising. You know.
oh,
And
wow.
he was covered with 10 stones, you know, the onyx, sapphire, the amethyst,
Yeah.
gold, silver, and these 10 stones represented the spheres of the soul, the sephirotic
Yeah.
spheres.
That's what I was just thinking too. Yep.
And
Yeah.
later on in the Torah, the Hoshet, you know,
The
of
breastplate
the breastplate of
of the
the,
high priest.
exactly, the Kohen Gadol had 12 stones, not
Not 10.
just
Yeah.
10. And Hoshet is a permutation of Nahash, the serpent.
Uh,
So it's a
uh,
transmutation of something which is fallen, obviously.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, because there's the 12 tribes, the 12 disciples, the 12 foundations of the new earth, and but
Mhm.
there's only 10 seraphim.
Mhm.
But every yeah, but I seen
Yeah, look.
one I seen one representation of the tree of life where the individual was they took the what's the next two seraphim here? Understanding, wisdom, and understanding, and they folded it down and hid the two, and there was only 10. They like folded the and that's like how they hid the they hide knowledge in for only like true seekers to find,
Mhm.
or I don't know if they do it absolutely for that reason every time, but you know, it was very
Yeah,
interesting.
it was incomplete in a sense, the wisdom in ancient times until of the Master Isho
Yes,
unveiled many of the secrets. They were not secrets because the truth is
right,
always in front of us.
right. Yeah,
But
nothing is
obviously,
withheld.
yes, even the stone of Peter, you are the stone, and upon this stone I will built my congregation of the call out ones, the ecclesia,
Right.
which organizations turn into the church. Church comes from Circe. Circe was the goddess that turned men into swine in the Greek mythology. So
Oh boy.
it was another strategy of the serpent to
Absolutely.
make churches, stone temples, put the stone outside so you don't find it inside. You see the crap in others, but you don't see it in yourself.
Yeah. You know what? I just read this one thing. This person was saying, when you see something in another, you're really seeing it in yourself, because the unconscious don't know other people. It only knows you. Your unconscious only knows you. So when you're saying so and so is this and that the other, you're you're really seeing it in yourself. Well, that's why they say when you point a finger, three are pointing back at you. You know, so so you're only seeing in your you can only see in others what you need to fix in yourself. You know what I mean? So it's just, yeah, it's another one of them conundrums. Paradoxical. Everything's paradoxical here. Everything got like so many sides.
Well, I think the virtue of Adamic nature is being like a mirror. So we see ourselves mirrored, even in nature. Every
Right.
tree, every insect, every
Absolutely.
animal is inside ourselves, in a sense.
Right. Yes. The whole cosmos.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the finger of Elohim. The first tables were given to Moses, were written by the finger of Elohim. I think it was the teaching of the whole universe, but
Right.
these
We
savages
wasn't ready.
didn't understand. Yes.
Had to break and come with a stone tablet.
Uh,
Not the emerald tablets.
Stone tablets for stony hearts, as they were told.
Yep. And I heard also that the law of God, so to say, was carried inside. The broken tablets were carried inside the Ark of the Covenant, whereas Moses's laws had an outside compartment in the Ark of the Covenant. You ever hear that one?
No.
So that could be
Uh,
an analogy within itself too.
yes. Well, the Ark of the Covenant is a symbol of the brain, basically, the two hemispheres. Even the revolving cherub that was put into the entrance of the Garden of Eden might have to do with something in our brain to keep the access to the tree of life so that evil does not become immortalized. That's
Right.
part of the plan, so to say, of the immune system in the universe. I guess humanity cannot escape that contradictory destiny. So we have the most divine and the most evil tendencies
Yeah.
within.
Yeah. We got to deal with the skin we're in, because they kind of put the skin over top so that evil couldn't escape. You know, so they put that.
The Ouroboros,
Yeah.
the cosmic serpent.
Yeah. Eating its own tail. Which actually, like you said, is not inherently a bad thing. You know, it's just
It's a measure.
yeah.
Immune system. I mean,
Right.
it's in every culture. In the Tao, you also have the sort of circle. As long as the evil nature of the world is eating itself, well, it's neutralized.
Yeah. As
No
long as it
problem.
got something to eat, it don't
Yes.
expand out.
The problem is when the mouth wants to eat up the house of the Holy One, which was the problem in the beginning. That's why I think certain architects establish limits. But for those who are in contact with the true divine nature and recognize it inside, there is no longer slavery. You are free.
Man.
There are passions, yes. The body is hungry, yes. But,
Right.
well, it's an animal. What else do you want?
Right.
The thing is that we can even refine something in the body and generate finer receptacles. Actually, I mentioned the book transcripts. I don't know if you know it.
No, I don't know
The
that one.
transcripts of Gurdjieff wartime meetings from 1941 to 1946. And here you find many encounters of Gurdjieff with pupils that went to his apartment in Paris in the middle of the war, the Second World War.
Wow.
And there are very interesting exercises,
Yeah.
which are popular within the footway groups, especially the foundation, the Gurdjieff Foundation. And some of them are interesting in order to bring that calmness into the body and little by little generate the body that stabilizes the attention and the witness that allows you to remain quiet and seeing what happens without reacting and without falling under the animal nature, or even worse, the fallen angelic nature, which can even manifest evil in worse ways than just a simple human being or animal human being.
That's kind of what's happening. That's kind of what we're seeing now is what's happening. That those angelic beings are manifesting themselves into the world through all these wars and all this confusion and all this,
Yes.
those so-called the powers that be, or think they've been inhabiting them for a long time, and they want to rule the world.
Yes, I think it's open. That's even told in movies or in religions. I realize that the Kaaba, the black stone of the Muslims, is that. Why they put a black stone in the middle of their worship center? Well, the black stone is the black stone of their mixed nature, which must be work in order to release all the evil. I mean, transform all the evil, not the release, but the release is what they are doing.
Right. You see that's making a big comeback now too. People using crystals and stones and everything that's that's really, I know that was, in the 60s and in the 70s, I know the hippie culture used them, but now it's like they're like, if you go on like Etsy or Amazon or anything, they're all everybody's doing stones and healing and stone healing, and it's crazy.
Yes, they put outside what they don't find inside. Even in Atlantis, they made temples with jewels and stones. Plato tells about the temple of Poseidon, which was made of a white quartz, a red stone, and a black stone. So those are the three alchemical colors.
Right.
Nigredo, Rubedo, and
Yeah.
Albedo.
Yes. Yeah, I just read that this morning.
When you don't work inside, you project everything outside, and you don't realize what you have in front of you. So some of the churches that the Templars built in Spain have 8 sides. Now the 8, which is a representation of justice and truth, symbolically speaking, is also the union of all the sides, no? Up and down, right, left, front, back and forth.
Yeah.
the center, and then uniting, collecting all those sides, inside,
Wow.
out,
Yeah.
up, below.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mhm. I think it's the representation of how matter meets the spirit. Even the cross is a cube. Did you know that a cube spread out is a cross?
Right.
Mhm. Let me see if I can find it.
Actually, I just seen. I think that when you pulled up the Templar Cross, there was a representation of the there was a cube and there was a sphere inside the cube,
Mhm.
and that's another way you could say that where spirit meets matter.
Mhm. So when he said, "Those who want to follow me, take up their cross," if someone wants to go with me, take up his cross and follow me. Deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. We have to deny our old nature, because if we receive the new one, there is no point in continue saying, well, I'm a human animal or I am a
Sure,
sinner. That's not in the
that's all
teaching.
gone. That's gone.
Mhm. You can recognize something which is there, but you are not that. That is the difference. It's very subtle.
Yeah, how they said, let the dead bury their own dead.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know.
Once you bite the I saying I am this, I am that, is very problematic. You see, it sinks you down into matter
Yeah,
more and more.
absolutely. And what's crazy is the letter I and the number one is the same exact
Mhm.
representation. You know,
Mhm.
I is one. You know, and if you bite it, if you bite the I, it's going to become a hook and sink you down. You
Mhm.
know, you know. That's
Mhm.
it.
There was a letter in Hebrew. I think it's the tzadi. The tzadi is like a hook.
Mm.
In ancient times, it was represented as a hook. And tzadi is also the letter in front of tzaddik, righteous. So the fish is also got with a hook.
Hmm.
And as the master said, we have to be fishermen. Or he made the apostles fishermen.
Yep. The fishers of men.
Fishermen. The fish represent tzaddikim in Hebrew teachings, righteous souls. But also the great fish that swallowed Jonah,
Yes.
which is the representation of the soul that refuses to follow his mission,
Mm.
because he's
Yeah.
swallowed by the whale, but
Yeah.
he refuses
Go,
to help.
go on his mission. He's like, I'm jumping on this boat, getting the heck out of here. Sail away into Never Never Land
Yes.
with Peter Pan and Captain Hook.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah. And I was just thinking that well everybody, you know, the solar eclipse is like at the talk of the whole world there for a minute, you know. Yeah. But that's a representation of, to me, as I seen it, was, you know, like the tomb, like the stone being rolled in front of the tomb and the lights in the tomb. That you can't put out that light with no stone, you know, and that stone had no alternative but to roll right past, and the light was still there, you know. No amount of darkness or stone could snuff out that 1% of that light that we're seeing, you know.
The New Testament says there was an eclipse during the
Ah, yeah, right,
crucifixion.
right, yeah. It got dark. Yep.
Well, I don't know if that's symbolic or not.
Right, right.
Symbolic is obviously, but
Yeah.
literal,
Oh no,
I
but
doubt.
yeah.
Mhm.
But anything, I guess anything that helps you see the light in a dark place is beneficial. You know what I mean? So
Mhm. Yeah, the eclipse represents the light of consciousness being totally darkened by the senses and the psyche, yesod, the magnetic energies. So we have to illumine those energies and give them a direction. For me, well, music is essential. Maybe for other
yeah,
people, it's another thing. But to me, the the work that is more in tune with inner evolution and refinement is harmonia, and everything that has to do with proportions.
right.
Actually, I'm also learning the Spanish guitar. I have
Yeah, very
my
nice.
father's guitar
Oh, cool.
and playing the lute, the Turkish lute,
Yeah,
awakened in me the passion for strings. It's
sweet.
very relaxing, very organic.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
It's not like sitting on the digital piano.
Right.
Well,
No,
that's funny,
but
but
yeah, but the original piano got all the strings in there. You know what I mean? So
yes, I don't
it's
have
in essence
it.
you was always in love with the strings. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And the vibrations.
yeah. Hey, that's what it all is. I mean, really, like you said, it's a great symphony. You know, and music is found everywhere. It is, you know, it's the song of wisdom. You know,
Mhm.
you know, it really is. It's the music of wisdom. You know, song of reality. It is all
Mhm.
that. It definitely is all that. You know, and
Mhm.
I see it. I definitely see it. I feel it. You know, and it's harmonia. You can't. Where do you find harmonia in music? You know, beautiful harmonias, and when everybody's in that same in the same tune, singing the same tone with the you know, and everybody's in step with one another, and it's just a great thing, man. And music
Mhm.
is the great analogy for all that. You know, it really is. It's all right there. It's all right there.
I'm
And we're a musical note in a masterpiece. If that one note is out of time, out of rhythm, out of sync, or you hit the wrong note at the wrong time, something's off. It's just off a little bit. You know what I mean? It don't mean the whole piece is ruined. It's just
sometimes it fits,
sometimes it fits.
like in
It's
jazz.
right. Sometimes it fits perfectly, and that's the beauty of it. And that's the whole beauty of it. You know, it really is. It truly is.
There's a joke about jazz, no, that it was born with someone that had not a clue how to play an instrument and started to hit
Yeah,
him
that's
at random.
I yeah. That don't really resonate well with me, but some people love it, you know. Yeah. I mean, some couple pieces here and there, yeah, but uh yeah, I ain't gonna put on the jazz channel and sit there and jam out all day, you know.
I'm now studying medieval music and Sephardic music in a course. I am the lute. I play the Turkish lute. There is a guy
Nice.
playing medieval flute. There are two singers, and well, the teacher plays the percussion and the oud, the lute as well.
Oh,
And there
nice.
is another man with the kanun, the Turkish. It's like a board with strings. They
Yes.
pluck it. It's
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
It is.
We
Absolutely.
started the other day and very nice. There will be a concert in June.
Oh,
I will see
wow.
if I can get someone to record the
Yeah.
concert.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
So it's all local? All you
Yes,
go get together?
yes, we will play in the concert. The pieces in the course we prepare 6 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
and the concert will be held in around June.
You should try to.
So
It's at a concert hall.
it's no, it's in the same building where we perform the classes. It's not a
Okay,
big
awesome.
room,
Maybe
but yeah,
they could zoom it out.
yeah, someone, maybe my sister or someone. I
That'd be
went to some
nice.
concerts of this kind, and I
Yeah,
recorded them with my camera.
yeah,
But I'll see if I can get someone ready for.
yeah. Awesome.
Mhm.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm totally into music, more than in previous years. I'm intensifying my work with
Yeah.
ancient music, and I want to develop some form of a school, but not so academically oriented or so formal. I would like to bring. Actually, I'm doing it. I'm teaching already some modules of music,
Hmm.
but it's not the same through Zoom. I'm teaching singing and ancient music for therapeutic means.
Right. Yeah.
And I enjoy those classes more than teaching
Mm,
holistic psychotherapy or
right.
things like this, which are
Gotcha.
more not so enhancing or
Right. More information oriented rather than
yes,
more expressive as music, you
exactly.
know. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, when I'm teaching music, it's effortless, so I can be hours and hours,
Right.
24 hours straight.
Yeah. Fernando Music Channel, 24 hours
Okay.
going. That's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking lately how blessed I am of
Yeah.
being
Wow.
so much into music. It's a
Right.
gift.
Hey, that's it, man. Be
I thank the
thankful
Holy
that,
One for that. Mhm.
oh, yes. That thankfulness and that gratitude, I mean, that opens it up, you know, that when you show that graciousness and that gratitude and the appreciation and all that, it just opens it wider and wider and wider, you know.
Mhm.
It's such a wonderful thing when you appreciate something more and more.
Mhm. It has been an interesting match, very interesting talk,
Awesome. Yeah, me.
and
I always enjoy it.
very enlightening.
Yeah,
Very.
it is.
So we can, yes, continue other day. We can close with a sitting or meditation.
Absolutely.
Mm.